Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, in the context of the lasted for decades the Cold War, the global military and ideological confrontation between East and West, a security architecture was created in the European space with the participation of extra-regional players with an extensive system of mutually complementary political and legally binding mechanisms in the sphere of arms control and confidence-building measures. It would seem that all mechanisms were created and functioned, putting into practice the principle of indivisibility of security, solemnly proclaimed in the Helsinki Final Act, and subsequently recorded in a number of fundamental OSCE documents. Why then did this mechanism fail? The answer is obvious. The existing architecture did not take into account the interests of all participants equally and fully. And therefore, the existing military political instruments could not prevent the crisis of the European security system, which resulted in open armed confrontation in the region. Although the beginning of this was laid back in 1999, with the bombing of Yugoslavia in violation of the UN Security Council resolution and NATO expansion to the east. As a result, we have a profound crisis of international relations. Against this background, the global geopolitical landscape is being transformed. This is a painful process. After all, supporters of a unipolar world order are trying with all their might to retain the hegemony that is slipping out of their hands. At the same time, this process is inevitable. The breakdown of the existing world order marks the transition from a unipolar to multipolar and polycentricity. The European Atlantic security model, which has never been able to provide its worth, is being replaced by a Eurasian security architecture with a new generation of organizations. In Eurasia, there is a deep understanding of the principles of justice and equality, a full awareness of the importance of the principle of indivisibility of security, and a greater respect for international law, national, religious, and cultural characteristics of each other. Eurasia is developing its own structures, such as the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, the Collective Security Treaty Organization, the Association of Southern Eastern Nations, the Conference of Interaction and Confidence-Building Measures in Asia, which deal, among other affairs, with security and stability issues. For the BRICS countries, it would be worth to know that the Belarusian side, supported by the Russian Federation, launched the process of discussing the prospects for building a security architecture during a high-level international conference, Eurasia Security Reality and Prospects in Transforming World, which was held in October 2023 in Minsk. At the conference, the Belarusian side put forward an initiative to develop the Charter of Diversity and Multipolarity in the 21st century. The idea of the Charter is not taken out of thin air, but it is one of the practical elements of the initiative to recognize the diversity of paths of progressive development as a value of human civilization put forward by the President of the Republic of Belarus, Alexander Lukashenko, at the United Nations Summit in 2005. The initiative to develop the Charter is designed to contribute to the construction of the fair world order based on the principles of indivisible security, equality, mutual respect, and cooperation. The Charter could formulate the parameters and principles of the function of the security architecture, as well as a strategic vision of the multipolarity of the updated system of international relations. Speaking at the second Minsk International Conference on Eurasian Security held on October-November 2024, the head of the Belarusian state said that the Charter should accelerate the processes of political, economic, and other consolidation in order to ensure security, strategic stability, and the progressive development of our countries and peoples. The President of Belarus called for getting rid of prejudices and stereotypes and starting to painstakingly build a dialogue step by step, looking for points of contact and rapprochement. He advocates the creation of a common space of trust and cooperation for the unification of countries, not against anyone, but in the name of a common goal in order to avoid a fatal civilization rift. At the end, I would like to say that we understand that no paper, no document will solve the security problem. But we believe that work on the Charter can unite the vectors of efforts of interested countries and international organizations and form the basis of the process of building the modern security architecture and the formation of a multipolar world order. In Belarus, we believe that parliamentary diplomacy of BRICS, which is a symbiosis of official and people's diplomacy, should also make its contribution to the construction of equal and indivisible international and regional security architecture. Thank you.